Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. अंतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Today reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 11, calculation of time from the atom. So, Trilokaya Dakshai Nayayam, Trilokayam Dakayamanayanam, Shakta Sanka Sanayaginina, Shakta Sankaraya Saksanagniya, Yanta Asamana Maharalokaya Janam Brigu Adya Arudita, Srilokyam Dokayamanayan, Saktya Sankar Sanaya Ginayana, Yanta Atmana Mahara Lokyaja, Jnanam Brigu Adya Rudita, Trilokya Dekayan Adiyayam, Shaktya Sanka Sanaginina, Yanta Asmad Mahara Lokayaj, Jnanam Brigu Adya Arudita. Mothers. Anyone else? Okay, word for word. Trilokyam. With the spheres of the three worlds. Deyamana. Nayam. Deyamana Nayam. Being set ablaze. Shaktya, by the potency. Shankarshanam, from the mouth of Shankarshan. Agnina, by the fire. Yanti, they go. Usimana, heated by the warmth. Mahalokat, from Mahaloka. Janam, from Janaloka. Brigu, the sage Brigu. Adya, and others. Adita, being so distressed. Translation. The devastation takes place due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Shankarshan, and thus great sages like Bhrigu and other inhabitants of Mahaloka transport themselves to Janaloka, being distressed by the warmth of the blazing fire which rages through the three worlds below. Text 31. Tavatri bhavanayam sadhya kalpayanta dita sindhuva palayante utkidatapyo chanda vita manaya. At the beginning of the devastation of all the seas overflow, and the hurricanes winds blow very violently. Thus the waves of the seas become ferocious, and in no time all the three worlds are full of water. Srila Prabhupada's purport. It is said that the blazing fire from the mouth of Shankarshan rages for 100 years of the demigods, or 36,000 human years. And then for another 36,000 years there is a torrent of rain accompanied by violent winds and waves, and seas and oceans overflow. These reactions of 72,000 years are the beginning of partial devastation of the three worlds. People forget all these devastations of the worlds and think themselves happy in the material progress of civilization. This is called Maya, or that which is not. Okay. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar of the form of the ocean of all Vedic literatures, O permanent transcendental fruit of all Vedas, O you who are enriched with the jewels of spiritual philosophical conclusions, O you who grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world, O life breath of Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel darkness of the Kali Yuga. You are actually Krishna who has returned among us. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss, for your symbols rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are the incarnation of Krishna. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love for Krishna. Narayan namaskritāya naram cheva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tado jet madhuret nasta presu bhadresu nityam bhagavati sevayam bhagavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naistaki. So I was reading the glories of Lord Balram's appearance, and Shankarshan is expansion of Lord Balram. Shankarshan carries the unlimited universes on his hoods like mustard seeds. So, considering the appearance of Lord Balram, it says that his name is Shankarshan because he unites the two families of the Yadus and Kurus. So there's a pastime how in pastime with in the Krishna book is given how one of Krishna's queens, her son marries Duryodhana's daughter Lakshman. He kidnaps her. And in this way, there's going to be a fight between the Kurus and the Yadus. So Lord Balaram agrees to go and settle the dispute. And so in the past, he taught club fighting to Duryodhana. So the Kurus respect Balaram. But in this instance, Lord Balaram is going not as their friend, but he's going as their teacher to instruct them for their own good. And in this case, it happens how the Kurus, the Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra are not respecting Balaram nicely. And they're offending Krishna also. So, Lord Balaram, he makes a comment that with warmongers you cannot make peace. And you have to teach them by danda. So then, in order to straighten them out, Lord Balaram, he starts putting his plow into the Hastinapur to put the Delhi into, or Hastinapur into the Ganges. So all the citizens are shouting and wailing and they don't know. So at that point, Duryodhana and the Kuru straighten out. And they come to Lord Balaram and apologize. They say, please forgive us. We are your obedient servants. And then they bring Lakshman forward. And Lord Balaram goes away with a party like that. So this is... in the Garga Samhita, it explains those who worship Lord Nityananda, Lord Balaram, they will be protected from their enemies. In this case, it happened like, I forget the name of the son, but anyway, he's commented that he wasn't very good, nicely behaved, this son who kidnapped Lakshman, one of the queens. But the fact that he took shelter of Balaram, he got protected. And everything worked out nicely. So even this fire coming from the bottom of the universe, from Shankarshan, is coming to give to show the living entity a reminder that this is not your home. You don't belong here. Your home is with Krishna in the spiritual world. So, yeah. So Prahlada Maharaj, I was hearing his lecture on this class. He was saying how so he made a few comments in his lecture. He said, we can see in the world today how, because people are interfering in nature's laws, how global warming is happening, heating is going up every day, every year, and they're digging holes into the earth to get oil. So that's affecting the ice caps melting very fast. One devotee was commenting, he was saying he went to the Himalayas some years back and you could see a lot of snow was there. But going back this time, there was no snow. Snow had melted. So, and Maharaj was commenting in this lecture saying how it rained 1 year, for 7 days in Vrindavan, it rained 7 days. And the inhabitants of Vrindavan are very disturbed. So in this purport he's saying, it's raining for 36,000 years. And the heat is there for 36,000 years. So you can imagine how much the suffering would be. If inhabitants of Vrindavan was so much suffering for after 1 week, imagine if you had to go through that for 36,000 years. So this is just showing how the material world is not the real place for those who are gentlemen. It's a place of misery. Because as living entities, we are spiritual by nature. The covering on the material body is a prison house. And taking on the material body, one suffers birth, death, old age, disease. So, in one of the lectures, Prabhupada explained how we have to learn to identify with the permanent and not with the impermanent. And we have to accept those things favorable for serving Krishna, reject those things which are not favorable for serving Krishna. So if we practice like that, then our closeness to Krishna will come. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes a comment, similar. He says how, because of our material attachments, our vision to Krishna gets blocked. So, we can see the conditioned nature is there because people are not very careful about their association. People like to socialize, family, society, friendship, love. and they're very casual in their activities. If you're too casual, you live to casualty. So that's another side of it. They're not very deep thinkers. So in the human form of life, we have this opportunity to become deep thinkers and serious practitioners of our Krishna consciousness. It is so. There's a letter by Srila Prabhupada. He says, "The whole world is Krishna's property. The material world is a field of activities for the corrupt conditioned souls who desire to enjoy imitation of the Supreme. For them, Krishna gives them facilities for material enjoyment, but he wants the conditioned souls, after finishing their material enjoyment, to come back to him with bitter experience of material existence." And so when we speak about Krishna and his incarnations, Krishna is never alone. Just like a king or government, when they go anywhere, they're never alone. They're with their secretaries, ministers. So when you speak about Krishna, he's always with his entourage. So for those who are beginning in Krishna consciousness, it's important to read Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada said in one of his quotes that if devotees regularly read my books 1 or 2 hours every day, then renunciation will come into them. And Prabhupada also stressed that. He said he had a servant in the early years. He was very determined about the moon landing, how they landed on the moon. And Prabhupada said, impossible, they can't go to the moon. And then Prabhupada commented, the servant left, and Prabhupada commented, I can understand that he didn't accept my version of it. He couldn't believe me, but why couldn't he believe the scriptures? The scriptures are perfect. So Prabhupada stressed this point about seeing through the eyes of Shastra. Because as limited entities, we have 4 defects. We have tendency to cheat, make mistakes, be illusion, imperfect senses. So Shastra is beyond that. And so, just to confirm that, there's it says, similarly, by hearing and chanting the voices of Srimad Bhagavatam, one can become purified. Whatever knowledge exists in the world is present in Srimad Bhagavatam. It includes literature, poetry, astronomy, philosophy, religion, and love of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam Prananam Amalam. If one simply reads Srimad Bhagavatam, he gains the topmost education. For if one studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he will be well versed in every subject matter. Even if one does not understand the single word of the mantras of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the vibrations themselves have such power that simply by chanting, one will be purified. Shrimantam Svakata Krishna Punya Samana Kirtanam. The word Punya means pious, Samana means hearing, and Kirtana means chanting. One who chants and hears the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam becomes pious automatically. To become pious, one generally has to endeavor a great deal. But if one simply hears the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, one becomes pious automatically. Therefore, it is a rigid principle in every temple of our Krishna conscious movement that they must be daily classes on hearing and chanting. So, so even though the material world is a place of misery, it's not a very nice place to be in, Krishna is very compassionate that he sends there's always the devotees, Tulsi, Ganga, and Srimad Bhagavatam manifest. These are direct manifestations of the Lord that they don't need any installation. The deity needs installation to be fully manifest. So we can see how Krishna's compassion is there for the conditioned souls, that He's manifesting in these four ways at all times. But unfortunately, some people have to be beaten very badly to learn their lesson. And Pramana Prabhu tells a story how he met this one person on the street doing books one time. And this person owned a business, he had a family, but he didn't take the book at that time. But then his business failed, his family left him, he became very depressed. And he went to the train station where he was lying on the train tracks thinking that a train will run over him. He lay 2 hours. Then he came up and nothing happened. Then he met Pramana Prabhu after 15 years. And then Pramana Prabhu, he recognized Pramana Prabhu. Prabhu said, I met you some years back. And then he said, I can't understand what happened in my life. My business failed, my family left me. I feel I have no aim in life, I'm lost. And I was planning to commit suicide and hoping the train will go over me, but nothing happened. So Pramana Prabhu said, I think Krishna wants you to read Bhagavad Gita. So he gave me a free Bhagavad Gita. I said, you should read this. So, from this lesson we can learn that if we approach things our way, it'll take a long time to get purified. He tried to approach it his way. Whereas I read this story by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. There was one person in Atlanta, and he was married, he had two children, but he was taking drugs, but he had his habit of stealing in shops. So one time he got caught by the manager, and he fainted. His name was Master, and this person fainted. So they took him to a prison hospital, and the doctors managed to revive him from dying. Somehow they revived him. So he got 8 years imprisonment. So he made a vow, I'm not going to have nothing to do with God. So then in the prison, in American prison, it's very difficult to survive. It's not very good. So even the government, they don't know how to deal with these prisoners. So they get different groups to give lectures to them. Christian group, Buddhist group, like that. So he was listening to them, but he couldn't get proper answers. So at some point he started to pray within very deeply. He said, Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki Jai. So he started to pray very deeply within. Please give me the answers to my questions. There must be some higher truth. So then all of a sudden he came in touch with the ISKCON devotees. ISKCON ministry, ISKCON prison ministry. And then they sent him a Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So he started reading. So he got all these answers. And then he started chanting Hare Krishna. Then he commented, he said, although I'm in the prison, I don't feel I'm in the prison anymore because I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I feel I'm out of the prison. So when he came out of the prison, then he started teaching his daughters about chanting Hare Krishna. Now he's part of the prison ministry. So we can see through proper knowledge, and if you pray sincerely, there's English saying, God helps those who help themselves. So, obviously in this devotee's case, he was praying very sincerely, and he got quick connection. But the other person, which Prema Prabhu dealt with, he took a long time because he was trying to do it his way. So, in America they say, some people they say, we are spiritualists but we don't follow religion. We don't accept religion but we are spiritualists. But Shiva Ramaraj comments on this, he says how their approach is not very proper because they're trying to go through the ascending way. They're not accepting disciplic succession. So, so the proper way, accepting the disciplic succession. So obviously that's the difference between this devotee in Atlanta. He went through the line of praying sincerely and was ready to accept the line of disciplic succession of authorities. Whereas this other person, he tried to approach it his way. It took a longer time. He had to go through more suffering. So, yeah, so the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam, we speak of potency of Srimad Bhagavatam. So there was a devotee, he's initiated, he comes here regularly. He had family relations or friends, and he got them to buy the Srimad Bhagavatam set. And in the family relations, one of the sons was paralyzed. So then when they bought the Srimad Bhagavatam set, they put it on their forehead. Then after they put the Srimad Bhagavatam set on each Srimad Bhagavatam, they put on the forehead. They put on the forehead of this boy who was paralyzed. And soon after that, he left his body, showing that Krishna doesn't like the living entity to suffer unnecessarily. So he puts them in a good position so they can come to be with him in a better situation. But the thing is, to have that faith in Krishna is not so easy. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, in the 18th chapter, Prabhupada comments, to have that faith in Krishna, it requires many previous lives of austerities. So, I met someone a few days back. He bought a Srimad Bhagavatam, said one of his brothers suffers from Alzheimer's or something. Yeah. And I said, read Srimad Bhagavatam to him. He'll get purified. Because the Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna, just having it. It says, There's a few stories like that. Vrindavan Chandrapur has another story how one, the mother was religious, the father wasn't religious. The son, he went into the hospital and he got very sick. So the son was telling his mother, I want to see that blue boy. He saw in a dream, I want to see that blue boy. Apparently this devotees came to his house to offer him the Srimad Bhagavatam set. But somehow he didn't come because in the family there's always, maybe the father didn't agree. But in this case, the son had his dream. And he told his mother, I want to see that blue boy. So the father couldn't register to that, but the mother could register. And she said, oh, you're talking about the Srimad Bhagavatam set. Then in this way they got the Srimad Bhagavatam set. So we can see how these instances show how Krishna is very merciful, that he's ready to give his mercy for those who are open-hearted and sincere. Any questions or comments? Okay. I'll speak on something. Importance of human life. Is it only... Oh, you got a question? No? Okay. I'll speak on the importance of human life. Okay. So Prabhupada explains, only in the human form of life can one become self-realized. Other life forms is very hard to become self-realized. Although Prabhupada does comment in Vrindavan, even the dogs and their devotees, they've made offenses or made, so they took an animal birth, last birth, then they go back to Godhead. But generally animal life is very hard to become self-realized. The importance of human life. The ultimate purpose of material creation is to facilitate the return of the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. Since this remediation of the conditioned soul is especially possible in human form of life, naturally this form is particularly dear to the compassionate personality of Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada, he explains how someone was given the argument of overpopulation. That's why there's all disturbance in the world and like that. Prabhupada said, this is just made up theories. It's nothing, there's no, according to the Shastric point of view, there is 8,400,000 species of life, and the 400,000 human species, only out of the 400,000, only some are, very few are civilized. The majority, the other 8,400,000, they're being maintained by Krishna. You don't see in the animal kingdom starvation, everything's being looked after, everyone's getting their needs. It's just the so-called civilized human society, they're causing disturbance. And because of that disturbance, then it affects everything else. So for the sincere practitioners, if they read Srimad Bhagavatam every day and they discuss it, and Bhaktivedanta Thakur said 3 things: Vaishnava Seva, Namaruchi, and Jivodaya. So you do see these things, then you're back to Godhead clearance is there. Any other questions or comments? I've got a question there, okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You're saying that being casual leads to casualty.
Yeah, I heard that. There's a saying.
What does it mean to be too casual, and how can we be more serious?
You have to be thoughtful, isn't it? If you're thoughtful, you don't do things just out of emotions, isn't it? You think about something, how it's going to serve Krishna's purpose. Right? That's how you do it. That's the difference between devotees and non-devotees. Devotees are thoughtful, when they do something. They don't just do it for the sake of doing it. They do it to see whether it's going to please Krishna and the devotees. Non-devotees, they don't think about it. They just do it for the sake of doing it. Even, just like there's an example of a devotee, he was going into nightclubs, giving books out. He's disguising himself and giving books out in nightclubs. When people see these books, Beyond Birth and Death and Easy Journey to Other Planets, it puts them off from the enjoyment. They can't enjoy what they're going to enjoy. They can't do it. It's too much for them. So then the security caught that devotee and they didn't allow him into nightclubs again. So that's the difference, to show how devotees are thoughtful and deep thinkers. They understand what's beneficial in helping people connect to Krishna. Non-devotees don't think like that because they don't want Krishna in their life. They want to be the enjoyers. So that's the difference. Jaya. Antarashvam Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram.